YouTube, what the crap's going on? Heir of Otomo back, and we are going to continue our campaign to become the Shogun, as I always say in the beginning of these episodes, because we are going to be the Emperor of Guns. We're not far from Kyoto. We've had a few setbacks as we're finally getting a little pushback from the Oda, but you know what? That kind of thing just makes the game more interesting, so it should be fun. I do have my highest rank, like, Pope guy here, a missionary. He's all decked out, but I'm gonna go try and incite some revolts against the Oda at Harima and cause them problems. I need to get my missionaries back up here and continue this effort, as it is typically quite successful, albeit this turn it is not. Try some assassinations. Assassinate him. Okay, can you please assassinate him? Thank you. Some kind of weird pathfinding thing there. Alright, I gotta keep the enemy ninja off of my missionary. Actually more worried about Metsuke. Take these ninja up here. Do some looking around. There is indeed an enemy Metsuke here. We have a poor chance of assassinating him, but I'm going to take said chance. You only live once. Man, these guys have quite the movement range. I'm gonna send my ninja up here. Let's see if we can sabotage this army. I've already sabotaged this army for the Oda, so it's stuck. And can't really move at the moment. There we go. So we managed to sabotage both their armies there, so that is good news. Looks like I've spent most of my money for this turn. We need to retake Bingo, which I'm in a position to do so. I'm just kind of waiting for winter to be over with. I mean, we could probably just attack now, but let's go ahead and wait for winter to be over with. I'd like to take these additional trade nodes. That's going to require an extra Nanban trade ship, so I may build one starting on the next turn. Go clean out the trade nodes. Take them over. Okay, see, their Metsuke killed my ninja, or tried and imprisoned him, one of the two, and then this one's gonna move forward. Yeah, I was kind of putting my ninja up here as bait for the Metsuke, because I don't want my missionaries to get it. Ah, the Date moving in towards Tajima. They're going to attack it. It is not likely that I can stop them, though I may go ahead and fight them just to see if I can cause some, hopefully, rather severe damage. So I should have continued to put more garrison here, but I mean, we've got enough garrison to give them some trouble. I'll go ahead and fight it. Well, we couldn't defend it, but I think we did a pretty good job. We lost our army, but we killed off almost 1,000 enemies. So we at least gave the Date some pretty gargantuan losses. So I didn't want to show it to you because it's mostly a waste of time. Looks like the Chosakabe are about to... Wow, everybody's just started with the naval invasions all of a sudden. Alright, tried and executed. Right, and executed, so I think we lost 2 ninja on that turn, but I've got this ninja recruiting station nearby. There we go. So I'll get my ninja back. The Date are hurt a lot. We can get lucky. Nope, we're gonna fail the sabotage there. I need to sabotage this army. Of course, it fails now when I need it to succeed. My other troops at... Alright, I'm gonna continue the siege here. Take this army. Move up into reinforcement range, and then see if the auto-resolve will be kinder to us here. I'm gonna do a quick save. I don't want to fight this siege, because like I said, they're kind of tedious. Peacefully occupy. So we beat them out again. The Chosokabe fleet can be intercepted by my Nanban ship. And we drove it off, but it's outside my attack range, so I'll have to follow up with the black ship. Do a quick auto-resolve there. We picked up a Bokabaya. Probably gonna just keep that Bokabaya. Okay. So the intended Chosokabe landing will not happen, at least not at the moment. We have to keep our eyes out. See, there's another Hanma fleet being built here, which is likely to be used for an invasion. So it's kind of funny, the AI was sitting around not really doing much by way of invasions. And then just all of a sudden, they were all about invasions. Got one more turn to finish recruiting what I need there. One more turn there. And then one more turn here as well. So we'll have another army put together. So yeah, right now we've got nuisances everywhere. So I can move here and save Inaba, but then we'll just lose this one here. I'm gonna go ahead and kill off the OTOMO Shogunate army here, because it is larger. This won't really be much of a battle. In fact, just for the sake of time, I'm wondering whether I can auto-resolve this one as well. Yep, we can. Alright, so... and then I won't be able to move far enough to do anything else this turn, but at least we got rid of their army. And then I'll have to push back against the Date. But we've got enemy monks. I'm trying to remember if the ninjas are better against the monks. There's kind of a rock, paper, scissors. I think ninja are bad against Metsuke. Here we go. Need a ninja to get after that monk. But I do not have one to do so. There we go. So I got rid of a couple of enemy agents there, with the downside being that I wasn't able to try and incite any revolts. Look, they're just recruiting more Metsuke. The agent battles never end in this game. They literally never end. I need this army up here. And we're going to need the other army. We need to go invade this island here to get their attention off of my islands. So usually invasion is a good means of keeping the enemy preoccupied somewhere where you want them versus having them be somewhere where you don't want them. Let's see, he was doing some construction in some of these places. Some of these places is not a good place to do any construction right now. What do I got garrison-wise here? Got quite a few additional garrison units in this castle. I don't know if it's enough to stop a large force, but it would be a pain in the butt for an enemy to have to take. So, I don't know, let's go ahead and end a turn, get this missionary up here. Yeah, let's go ahead and end another turn. See if we can get into some more interesting action here. I know some of you are like, Eric, how come you didn't show these battles? I'm trying to make a little progress here. I feel like we've been battling setbacks for a couple of episodes. Hopefully they won't succeed here. Oh, my Metsuke spam. Well, they are really spamming the Metsuke hard. Alright, so the Date are just going to take one settlement and just keep marching forward because they don't have to worry about public order issues. Wow, that is a long march for them. I kind of somewhat doubt that they could actually make such a march, but hey, if it's their desire to die, then I will gladly send them to their death. Well, the Date have come to face the matchlock music, as all factions do. They all think that they can overcome Portuguese Terços, but they are oft reminded that their swords are no match for my guns, and my guns have swords. In fact, they should just load the sword down the barrel of the matchlock and shoot that at the enemy too. I would be a big fan. Yeah, I'm going to take my Tersos and start giving the double-clicked attack orders. This helps them fire faster and get more shots from range. It does mean that they're going to stray out a little farther from your line, so you need to be ready to basically help them out. But I mean, look at how quickly they get these volleys, and their volleys are quite devastating. So it is quite worthwhile. The only thing that you get that happens weird here is that the as the matchlocks are being hit by missile fire, they do the what I like to call the Tosa shuffle, which is where they have to shuffle back into the line, and that will continue to make them not want to fire. But it doesn't last for too long, and in the end, you still end up getting some pretty good volleys out of it. We do have the Date General here who wants to come after my Tersos, but then changes his mind at the last second, exposing his backside to many bullets, which was likely a fatal mistake. Their cavalry tried to get in on the flank, but they're intercepted by my one remaining Yari cavalry and my bow samurai. Actually, 2 Yari cavalry here. I thought I only had 1. So, oh, different army. Different army. Yeah, my bow samurai and Yari cavalry able to make the intercept here, and I'm keeping my Donderbus cavalry safe on another flank. Definitely don't want to have to re-recruit those because I don't have a Fletcher with the proper buildings nearby. You can see that the Date are being cut down en masse in melee, as most forces seem to want to close the distance and get into a melee with me once they have felt the wrath of my Tersos, but they end up finding out that my melee troops are not much more merciful than my Tersos. In fact, the Tersos are probably more merciful in the sense that they give you a very fast, probably 50 to 70 caliber death, very, very quickly. So I think the Tersos are probably the most merciful unit that I have, to be honest. Here they come. They're going to come up here and get some shots at some remaining Bow Ashigaru. I love using the matchlock units in this game. They are absolutely beautiful and very fun to use. So we're going to get a few shots there. My matchlocks were actually fairly damaged coming into this fight, so they weren't at full strength, but still managed to kill a rather sizable proportion of enemy troops. I think it's just the accuracy of my Portuguese Tersos is so high that they get many, many kills every time they fire. Yeah, the Date highly underestimated, and I mean highly underestimated, the capability of my troops here. I mean, if we take a look at the stats, I mean, they were getting crapped on. There weren't as many of them to die in this battle, so some of my kill stats may not seem as high, but, I mean, even damage my Tersos racked up almost 100 kills. And that was, again, against a smaller enemy, so not a fantastic showing. Got a man, Metsuke, who increased in rank. Let's take care of that real quick. So, overseeing towns and armies. Overseeing towns. I'm going to save his remaining skill points for there. Alright, we're not having as much income because we've had to recruit a whole lot more. Gonna knock off the remainder of the Date here. Let's see. Metsuke. Cannot recruit anymore. It's here. Okay. I need to get rid of these Metsuke up here. There are 3 of them. Never really gonna get a break from these guys. But our missionaries are particularly good at removing them from our presence. Unfortunately, that means my missionaries cannot focus on causing rebellions in enemy settlements, which is what I really want them to do. Zeal when inciting unrest. I have to put a single point here. Make him better at inciting unrest. And let's see, I've got my ninja here. wonder if we can sabotage the Merchant Guild. That may prevent them from recruiting more Metsuke from that particular location. I hope. Let's see if we can sabotage some recruiting. Nope. Let's recruit a new ninja. We can do that. A new missionary up, bring another new ninja up. Okay. This army should replenish relatively quick. Can push back against the Date. I now can bring reinforcements up. I'm missing a Yari cavalryman. This army, and I don't know if I have a good place to recruit a replacement. Criminal syndicate. I need a Yari drill yard. I could just recruit a katana cavalry. I'm gonna do that, I think. Let's repair that building, take our army, and let's move back up to continue putting pressure on the Oda and their allies. We're going to have to be very watchful for potential invasion fleets. I think oh, no, cancel. If the Hanma or Kono, they're not at war with me at the moment, so we can ignore them. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to have to keep an eye out for invasion fleets. I don't have an army behind me at the moment. However, this one is ready for the most part, so let's start getting it together near my capital. It's going to take a few turns to walk all my troops down here. There we go. So we'll be able to get together an entire army, and I've got commanders here to lead it. So we should be in good shape. I can then maybe go drop that army off at Tosa and see if we can start putting a hurt on our enemies by getting in behind their lines and making them feel some of the same pains that we get to feel. I think we'll be in a good position to put together a push here, depending on what happens with potential invasion fleets coming in behind me, I should say. Ugh, lost another agent. Stupid monk. Right, a couple of large armies moving up towards Setsu. A single Takeda general marching into combat alone. Okay, makes sense. There was a Hanma invasion fleet right there. Agent perplexed. And tried and executed. So I just lost another missionary up here, maybe? Hang on. So tried and executed was here. Agent perplexed was here. I don't remember what kind of agent that was. Maybe I know I can recruit another ninja, but enemy wounded. I will take it. I will take it. Alright, so there, that way if we wound people, we'll have to convalesce for longer. I don't know if that rule actually even applies to our enemies. What level is this monk? I gotta get rid of this monk. There we go. Incite some unrest here. Got some Christian rebels going. That should buy me time. Unfortunately, I'm coming up on winter. I'm gonna have to wait through winter. These troops are in pretty solid shape. I'm gonna have to leave him here, though, and then we'll push back against the Date. These forces are actually probably not technically strong enough to be standing against enemies. I need some Nagi samurai in this army to kind of give me something beefier, but, I mean, we can just make it work, I think, with some competent leadership. It's assuming a big thing, but this guy's got the best loyalty, so I'm going to have him join up here. And push up into this army. There are some ships down here that I've taken on that I don't need. This heavy bune. Get rid of these things because they're just wasting upkeep cost. Alright. There we go. So that makes sure that I have decent money going again. I'm gonna check this blind spot again real quick just for enemy invasion fleets. I do not see any. But that's kind of what we're gonna have to do with the black ship for now, is just kind of patrol a little bit, I think, and ensure that we don't end up with a I could try and sabotage the castle gates here. Not likely to succeed, but if I do, it would make the job easier for the rebels. And it gives my ninjas a chance to level up. Sabotage army. Right, so... What's this? Got a missionary here. Let's move him over here and start trying to spread Christianity. Even though we're kind of already there. I could use a missionary on this front over here. Making sure I don't have any missionaries sitting back being wasted. Okay. Take a look at my general here. It says he has skill points to be spent. Morale for Ashigaru under this man's command decreases siege lengths by 3 seasons. That would be pretty handy. That's only if you really intend to siege someone out entirely. Earth's provinces. Loyalty or honor. 5 to happiness where this man is present. Instills fear in enemy units and reduces morale. Intimidating. That would be nice, though I don't know that we ever get enough skill points to open it. Morale for this general. Charge for the general and his bodyguard. Attack for the general and his bodyguard. Yeah, I'm not wanting to make his bodyguard stronger. Attacking at sea. When defending at sea. And I'm not worried about attacking or defending at sea. That seems kind of pointless. And when defending on land, attacking on land. Having extra morale for Ashigaru units is not going to be bad. I have those 3 Yari Ashigaru, and their morale gets really high. I mean, it's not going to be a bad thing. They're just going to fight way, way better. Way more effectively. Okay. I think that's probably all we need to do. I think I saw a Hanma invasion fleet sailing along this route. It's a bit risky for me to pull this fleet and go search for it, but I still have the black ship's fleet. I'm gonna try and go look for that Hanma fleet. I need to keep an eye out for it and sink it. But the good news is that I've got an army nearly put together back here. I think we're still just missing a couple Nagi-Sam. I did not recruit those. Shoot. Alright, well, I'll get the Nagi-Sam put together. Let's see what the Oda's up to. Hopefully we've slowed their agent spam for at least a turn. Oh, they've got a ninja up here going after my missionary. And a monk there, who is also going to go after my missionary. Not sure what they're going on about there. Alright, speaking of, I should be taking a look to get an idea what some of the comments were that we had last time, so let me go pull up the video, get a chance to respond to some comments that you all had last time. Nick Lindbergh says, early morning air. Yep, I released this one a little earlier in the morning than we were used to. We had an assassination attempt, a conversion attempt. Wow, they failed. Good for me. Not so great for them. This army is pretty much all healed up, and it makes me want to hack the enemy here. Let's see what we can do, though. I need to get rid of... I think the Metsuke are best at getting rid of the ninja, and I do not have any Metsuke up here. I could just use my own ninja, which is a low chance, but I'm going to take the chance. I mean, I might as well. Another ninja here. Let's go ahead and take this chance. Well, that stinks. I think the monk would be a better chance to assassinate here. Alright, there we go. We got the monk. Now let's use my own missionary maybe to get rid of the ninja. It's not a great... Really? Missionary executed. Of course my missionary was executed. I mean, why would he not be executed? 60% chance and we failed. And I got another missionary executed. Wow. So, 2 executions. All on the same turn. To recruit my units here. That is wildly frustrating. Well, this guy has a pretty good chance. Let's give him a shot. There we go. After all the failures, I finally had one agent who could do my bidding. One single agent who was willing to do his master's bidding and do it successfully. Get back out of here so I don't take a bunch of losses. Got a Date agent up here too. They've got a Metsuke that's come around. Let's see if maybe we can get rid of the Metsuke. Alright, there we go. Got rid of that Date Metsuke before he could cause any trouble. Whee! Keeping us busy. Let's go searching. Yep, there it is. There's the Hanma invasion force. On a single Sengokubune. Makes sense when you don't think about it. You can put a whole army. Well, I guess maybe what they're trying to illustrate there is that maybe there's a bunch of transports being escorted by a single Sengokubune. I don't know. I'm gonna assume that. Oh, good. We do have another Nanban ship. Excellent. I want to take the Nanban No. Where are you going? Go this way. We're being blocked over here by this Harakeyama fleet. I'm gonna take the Nanban ship and try and go open up another one of these trade lanes. It'll take some time to get it ready, but if we can capture it, start flowing the money in, we should be in pretty good shape. So let's get this land consolidation built. Where we can build it. Build up some ports. Church. So I'll build bigger ports where we can. Build roads where we can. I'm just going to spend up a little bit of that money. Not all of it. Got a lot of armies moving towards us here. So the Takeda and the Oda have moved forward multiple armies. I've got multiple armies waiting on them as well. About to be some showdowns here, folks. At the moment, I feel like I'm somewhat in control of the enemy agent spam, but that can change on a dime depending on whether we are either lucky or unlucky. Are they going to fight me there? No. But they're going to present their armies to fight. Yeah, there's a high-rank Metsuke. He could very well get rid of my missionary. It looks like I survived it. Alright, the Chosokabe did get an invasion fleet through. Dadgummit. Where was the suspicious death? Do not know what character it was, but I'll find out here in just a moment. It was a ninja. Dang, man, I can't get close enough to attempt the character conversion. Alright, we got rid of the enemy Metsuke. Just got this ninja to deal with. Assassination failed. Target assassinated. Alright, enemy agents down. Let's focus on trying to sabotage an army. Didn't really expect that we would succeed, but subterfuge and assassinating. Start off with that. Alright. Take this settlement back. Reoccupy Mimasaka. And repair. Let's see what Mimasaka has built. They have a Naginata dojo. I mean, it could be a helpful recruiting post on the front here, and we could use it to put in some pretty strong garrisons. Especially if I add an encampment to help with replenishment. I think I'm going to do that. So the Oda have presented themselves for battle, and who am I to deny the Shogun his right to die? We've killed so many. I don't even know how they have a family tree at this point. They've got a Yoritomo's Yabasume cavalry here. Yabusume, or however you say that. So it's basically a hero bow cav. They got some Nagi monks. I haven't seen any Nagi monks yet. Have to get as close as I can so that when I attack, I get reinforcements. I don't think I want to do control large army because then the AI doesn't get to bring in all of its reinforcements, nor do I. And so I can fight more on a 1-to-1, which should favor me rather heavily, I think. I may end up regretting this, because if I do control large army, I can bring in both my armies. Oof, that would be a lot of Tersos. I'm going to go ahead and try the control large army. Of course, the only downside is that the AI also gets a large army, so I don't know. Anyway, should be fun. You all should enjoy this one. And probably the largest gun line seen in medieval Japan. I've got 8 Portuguese Tersos, and I have I think 4 more OTOMO Matchlock Ashigaru. The enemy has a lot of bows, and they're going to bring these bows up, and they're going to suicide some cavalry into my right flank in order to try and stop my gun line. My guns, because they were standing in a defensive formation, didn't fire. I should have just clicked them in attack order so they would have at least gotten a single volley off, but the guns do a very poor job firing at enemies that just wander into range. I'm not really sure why that is, but over here you'll see I'm going to click some attack orders, and my guns will move up, and they will get their volleys off, and they will cause tremendous damage with said volleys. All of my units are in a fire by rank, and should be able to get multiple ranks of fire off, so we're going to cause some pretty intense damage on this flank for the Oda. But as the Oda push forward, I'm just going to run them right into the loving arms of my Yari wall, as is my typical strategy. So the gun line baits the melee attack stalls on a Yari wall, and then the melee attack gets cut down by a follow-up of some of the best katana samurai in the islands. And for the time being, I'm also going to move these OTOMO Matchlock Ashigaru to my left flank, and start to put some fire on this hero bow cavalry unit, which I won't be able to catch, but it will sit close enough to shoot at me. This is an AI failing, and as it sits close enough to shoot at me, it will be given the loving embrace of some hot lead. You can see the initial attack by the Oda, they only brought half of their army, and it was cut down rather summarily. And you can see in a pretty tremendous fashion, there's really quite the stack up of bodies here, bearing the yellow clothing of the Oda. Now you can see the hero bow cavalry realizing that their time has come and gone, and that all of their skills for horsemanship and archery can be quickly ended by a peasant with a musket. So that's how much Heir cares about their honor, and having trained so hard with the Yumi bow. Speaking of Yumi bows, peasants with muskets and Portuguese soldiers with muskets are greater than Japanese peasants with Yumis. So you can see that my matchlock are summarily executing any archers who remain within range. And my Donderbus cavalry is going to go ahead and come out. It's usually a good way of baiting in more enemy forces. You can see the remainder of the Oda are actually stacking up back here on this hill. Yeah, these Ashigaru were feeling quite brave right up until the time they got shot with a muzzle-loading shotgun. Yeah, you can see the Oda are putting together all their reinforcements and preparing a second wave attack up here. They definitely never should have marched forward with just a single wave. So that was a massive mistake on the part of the AI, one that they're going to pay for dearly. You can see whatever units they left behind are being executed by my Donderbus cavalry. There's a Yari Ashigaru out here that's nearly in range of my matchlock. You can see the smoke here too. This is beautiful, just the smoke. And I wish it was this way in Warhammer as well. This kind of smoke lingering and wafting in the wind. But we're going to have the same thing happen over here for these Oda Yari Ashigaru as they are shot in the flank by my matchlocks, and will now feel the wrath of the shotgun cavalry. A near point-blank execution. And they were all killed as a consequence. Oh, no, there's one. Oh, no, never mind. No survivors. No survivors. All right, here comes a couple, see, we got a Yari cavalry and a light cavalry that are making a run at me from the hill. My bows are going to open fire, but of course, since my matchlocks are sitting in a defensive formation, I once again failed to click the attack order. And so they just sit there like blithering idiots and don't take a single volley, even though they're on fire at will. And then finally, after being charged, some of them decide, you know what, now I'll shoot my gun. But at this point, it's too late anyway. The enemy cavalry was massacred by my bows. And the Oda are still gathering up a proper second assault. I say proper, their first one really wasn't proper to begin with. I'm going to fast forward a moment here so you all can see this. I'm going to move up and start harassing their Yari Samurai. Sometimes for me, the Donderbus cavalry works really well in these type of attacks. Other times they kind of do the same thing as the main matchlock line and just sit around, like, ignoring fire at will. And Yari Samurai have an ability which helps them run faster. So it can occasionally give you issues if they turn and charge at you with it, because they can reach you rather quickly. So you can see that that's what they're going to do here, and see that my guys just, most of them sit there and don't fire. I do manage to get a few shots off killing a third of the unit near instantly. You can see here, like, this unit still hasn't fired on the initial volley or there, and look, 2 or 3 of them sit and fire. So you get weird behavior. So you do have to babysit Donderbus cavalry sometimes. It's pretty irritating. Sometimes they do really good, and they'll just blast enemies the minute they get into range, and then other times they act more like the standard matchlock line. You just never quite know what you're going to get, but given time, they can certainly get the damage done. If you look here, 54 kills on one, 162 on another. I mean, they're going to continue to get kills. See here, I'm having to reform. They can't fire whilst moving, which is one of their issues too. That would, at least I don't think they can. Maybe they can. All right, this time my gun line, I'm going to give them attack orders. My bows are actually going to be in range of their bows. Early on, you can hear me kind of getting a fire arrow order there. So the fire arrows are going to come out, and then my guns are going to get attack orders. And I'm going to mostly target enemy melee troops because I want to weaken their melee capability prior to engaging in combat. So let's let you get to see some of this. I'm dropping down to about 14 frames per second because this game's engine is at its utter end. when it comes to its capabilities, so get ready for the slideshow. So despite having hardware that's 10 years newer than when this game was designed, and far superior, the engine itself becomes a huge limitation. Anyway, my matchlocks definitely damaged the snot out of some katana samurais and a few other units, and then it's going to be the same story as before. The Oda are going to run into a massive Yari wall that is backed up by some very capable armor upgraded and attack upgraded samurai, all being supported by a general in stand and fight. So the Oda are going to find themselves in a huge battle where they are outmatched in nearly every way. Melee, range, leadership, quality of armor, and weapons. So yeah, the Oda are definitely fighting a fight that they had no business being in, but I'm certainly glad that they decided to come and join said fight. Always makes me happy to get a chance to slaughter my enemies en masse. See my Donderbus cavalry still out here doing their thing, luring enemy units out onto the flank and luring them to their death. I guess they're kind of like mermaids in that sense, luring the wandering soldier to his death with their siren song of Donderbus fire. Yeah, so a massive victory over the Oda, and all of their troops are now fleeing, thousands of them slaughtered, leaving me in an excellent position. Well, that is a victory, folks. Let's take a look at the kill list. Donderbus cavalry leading the way, bow samurai coming up strong here. Not surprising. Some of my tersos did good firing, others did not do so good. Look at this OTOMO matchlock Ashigaru right here. I mean, they freaking owned. But I mean, most of the units on the top of my list here were missile units. Give you an idea of their power. So the Oda making a grave mistake in offering up their forces to me in such a kind way, because they took a beating, an absolute shellacking. It looks like the new Takeda daimyo is right behind with some bow samurai spam, some bow spamurai. Yeah, so the Oda just lost multiple family members. I mean, probably all their family, really, for the most part, in a massive battle there. So that's not good for them. We did end up with a small invasion force of Chosokabe here. I'm going to try and recruit some units. I don't know whether we'll be successful. This must have been just outside my view, inside the fog of war. It's pretty frustrating. Let's get rid of this captured ship, and then actually nothing to repair. Can't say I'm terribly surprised. Well, at least the Chosokabe force is pretty well cut off. If I need to, I can always march this force back here, because it is likely that they're going to have enough to get through one of my garrisons, and the garrison here is very, very weak. So we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. But I think we're in pretty solid shape, and I think that'll make for a good episode in terms of the action. So Mimasaka back under our control, the Oda having taken big losses. We've got another army that is now mostly formed up. It looks like I could use one more Yariash. I'm going to go ahead and recruit it down here and get the extra armor. Yeah, recruitment. See, I got my 2 Nagi Samurai. We'll have that Yariash. And then, did we get... What else would we be missing at that point? 2 Nagi, the extra Yari... Oh, some Bow Samurai. We are missing a couple of Bow Samurai as far as, like, my standard issue army goes. It's funny, we can get the Bow Cavalry here. Look at that accuracy and reload skill. It's pretty obscene. Pretty obscene. Let's see, let's just go ahead and grab the Bow Samurai. It's a very versatile unit, so I'll get a couple of them. Anyway, yeah, I think that's going to be it for this episode. Let me get a couple more comments here. Connor says, man, I really feel like the Oda are gunning for you. They are gunning for me, but they're also feeding my guns. I like the punny gunny there. And Insane Weasel says, I love your videos and commentary. Can you tell me, our Dunderbuss Cavalry are a lot of fun, but they're tricky to use? Yeah, they are tricky to use. I mean, even that last battle, you all would have seen that they're fairly high maintenance, but, I mean, they're a pretty good reward. I don't know what other unit where you're going to have 45 units in it, and it's going to get hundreds of kills. So, yes, they are a lot to work with, but they can be very much worth it. AMG Reg says, yes, more OTOMO. Well, hope you're enjoying it. And then we've got Jason, who was the first to make a comment. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate all those who did comment. Please make sure that if you are watching the video and you enjoy it, click the like button, leave me a comment, and if you didn't like it, tell me what you think needs to be better. That way I'm not just shooting blind here. So yeah, in any case, HeirofCarthage signing out for now. See you soon.